Hi, this is Sean Henricksen here at the Sean Henricksen Law Firm, where we help good people like you avoid the devastating consequences of criminal charges. Today, we're actually going to be talking a little bit about a question that I got from somebody who's being charged with DWI second. We're going to go over some of the things that they may be able to expect. Before we get to that, we do have a free download for you. It's 4 things you should be doing right now if you've been arrested. If you look down in the notes, there's a link that you can click on and we will send that right over to you. And if you're being charged with a crime here in San Antonio, feel free to give us a call or to click on the other link down there to schedule a free consultation. We'd be happy to answer any questions you have about your case. Today, I'm talking a little bit about a question that I got from somebody. Right now, they are being charged with DWI second. They were originally charged with DWI about 5 years ago, and they were arrested after an accident. It was a single car accident, so no other cars were involved, and there was nobody that was injured other than some injuries sustained by the driver, who's also the defendant in this case. When you're arrested for a DWI and you have a previous conviction or probation for DWI, then your case is going to be enhanced in Texas to a DWI second. And essentially that changes it from a Class B misdemeanor and brings it up a level to a Class A misdemeanor. The range of punishment for a DWI second is up to a year in Bexar County jail and up to a $4,000 fine. Now, this offer that I'm going to mention is kind of a general offer. Ultimately, it's going to depend on the facts of your case, whether or not you have any criminal history and the prosecutor that you're working with. But a normal kind of offer in this case is to reduce it from a DWI second down to a DWI first and offer you some sort of probation. And that would be normally have like a $500 fine. There would be court costs, which are usually about $300. Some community service, about 48 hours or so. You would have to complete a DWI education program, a victim impact panel, a drug and alcohol evaluation, and any recommendations that may come from that evaluation, which could be anything from Alcoholics Anonymous all the way up to inpatient treatment, although that's not as likely on this type of a case. And you'd have to have ignition interlock for half the term of your probation. So if this was a case where you got probation or deferred adjudication for a year, you'd have to have that ignition interlock, which is like a breathalyzer on your car, for 6 months. You'd also have to pay restitution. So if the accident caused any damages, then you'd have to show proof that you paid for those damages or that you had insurance that covered the damages. And if there was a blood test, then you would have to pay DPS $60 usually to reimburse them essentially for testing your blood. The main question is ultimately going to be, should you take that offer or not? And that's going to depend on a lot of different factors. DWIs are actually pretty technical cases. There's a lot of things that go into them, from how the field sobriety test was performed to, if it was a blood or breath test, what went on, I guess on a blood test from the time they drew the blood from your arm to the time that a lab technician came up with that result. There's a lot of different things that go into DWI cases, and ultimately that's going to be a question that you want to discuss with your attorney, because they're going to be able to give you the best information on whether this is a good case to take to trial or whether it's better to try and figure out what a good offer on this case is. One of the main things that you're going to want to keep in mind is that if you have 2 DWI convictions on your record, then if you get arrested for DWI again, you're now looking at a felony level case. Whether this is a first DWI or a second DWI, keep in mind that you don't want to get more DWIs, because the more DWIs that you get, the higher that punishment level is going to go, and you don't want to be charged with a felony DWI. If you have any questions about this video, or if you're being charged with a crime here in San Antonio, please feel free to give me a call at 210-942-4997, or you can click the link in the notes down below and schedule a free consultation. And I'd be happy to discuss your case with you, let you know what to expect, and answer any questions that you may have. I hope that you have a great day.